It's 32 days of Lingus.
What day are we on?
Day 9, WrestleMania 9, folks. I'm Kev Manning.
I'm Fauci Walnuts.
If you want to get more information on the Wrestlingus show, go to lingusmafia.com.
Or follow us on Twitter at Real Wrestlingus.
Oh, this was the Toga Party, WrestleMania 9. When was it, Faustian? Where was it?
This would be on April 4th, 1993 at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas in front of 16,891. They were billing it as the world's largest toga party, and also their taglines, which wasn't as good. It was the biggest stars in the world are coming to Las Vegas.
No wonder I've never heard that one.
I know. This was the first outdoor WrestleMania.
Gorilla was like the host. And he was all dressed up. And how about who he introduces?
The debuting.
The debut. Let's give a warm round of applause.
Jumping Jim Ross.
The white meat baby face from Norman, Oklahoma. Before he had facial paralysis and all. And you know what's fucking crazy? I think he sounds better now than he did then. 100%, I think so. I think he's better in what he's doing. Everything. I think maybe he probably just grew as an announcer and got better.
Yeah. I had heard of him from WCW.
Yes.
But I had never,
I knew.
I was like, whatever.
I had a friend who was.
Like, why is this guy here now?
Exactly. I had a friend who was a WCW guy, and he goes, "So, how do you like Jim Ross?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking want this guy. I'm like, get out of here."
One of us.
Yeah, and it was hillbilly accent, all
Get
that.
Shivani back in here.
Well, I was never yelling that. I wanted Gorilla
I wasn't
Bobby.
either.
That's all.
Yeah.
No national anthem. I was like,
they don't
well.
believe it in Nevada.
I was like, well, that's different. There's no national anthem this time.
We had another dark match.
Okay, what do we get?
Mr. WrestleMania, Tito Santana.
Oh!
He beat Papa Shango.
See, that's the problem. Does that count? I guess he does.
He was there.
He's there.
9 years
9 in a row. Because I actually made a note. First time no Tito Santana. But you got me. All right.
Oh, and Bam Bam versus Kamala was supposed to be on here, but that was bumped due to time. So it's 2 Manias in a row. They had matches bumped.
I wonder how pissed off like some of these get.
Oh, because they don't get paid. Because we saw that, recently when the Diva match got booked.
That's where you could laugh at them, because what are they going to do?
Yeah.
But like Mania 10 has them arguing in the back because they said it was like an 8-man tag, but it was because Razor and Shawn went long.
Oh, well, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I wonder if all those guys are pissed off then.
Yeah, probably.
No, we'll talk about that on 10.
Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Exactly. No national anthem, like I said. IC belt. The first time you seen the white one.
Yeah.
And it was Shawn with Luna.
Yeah, that was weird.
Against Tatanka. And Sherry comes creeping to ringside. She's pissed. She's a good guy now.
Yeah, that was really weird. Good guy Sherry.
Yeah, and this is when Tatanka was undefeated, so I was nervous.
Tatanka.
And he wins by count out, of course. Always a bullshit. Yep. I'm like, this way to start Mania.
Yeah, with the count.
Jesus.
Way to get the crowd hot. Tito got him hot in the dark match, and he just cooled him off a little bit.
Back-to-back Mr. WrestleManias out there. And it's weird because Luna comes out then and beats the shit out of Sherry. And she slams her so hard into the mats on the floor that her fucking heels stick. And she comes out of her shoes and the heels are stuck in the mat. I'm like, oh my God, she killed her. Headshrinkers versus the debuting Steiners.
The Einsteiners.
I guess the Headshrinkers debuted too. Oh, Fatu. He's making a change.
It was time to make a change. He didn't bleach his hair yet.
It's funny when you see, and neither did Steiner.
That's true.
You see Steiner talking in the back, and you look at his face, and you go, "That's he's crazy inside." No one knows it, but he's really crazy.
Guy's fucking nuts.
He's nuts. He's not all jacked out of his mind. He's still big.
Oh yeah, he was still big.
He was always a big boy. Yeah,
he was way more like athletic.
Yeah,
he just said fuck it.
So he's doing Frankensteiners and stuff. Yeah. So we get Crush versus Doink. The next Hulk Hogan. Crush. Remember this? They said that we're gearing up. They were gonna make him the next Hogan.
Man.
Wow.
Kona Crush.
All oranged out.
Yep.
Neon from Hawaii.
Yep.
Shaka brother. And the thing was, the whole Doink deal. They go, oh, he he yanked his arm out of its own socket and beat him up with his arm. And I'm watching this clip, and he's got his arm in a sling, and then he pulls the fake arm off and beats him. The hand is like it's a glove with nothing in it. It's like all akimbo and
limp.
retarded looking. It's just all different directions.
Yeah.
He looks, tarded out, and then he's beating up Crush. And then there's the two Doinks. This is the first time we get the two Doinks. Do you have any notes on who the second Doink was?
Oh, nobody important, I think.
Oh, was it just a jobby?
Fuck, I'd have to look it up.
Second Doink. And you know what? I look back and I say, you know what? Evil Doink is genius.
Yeah.
It's a genius thing to have an evil clown. I think that is just fantastic. And the music was fantastic.
Oh, yeah, I love that music.
Yeah, and I think it's good because the whole clown being evil and it from, the Stephen King stuff, I think that fit in very well with a whole, evil clown deal and doing dastardly things. And I thought his original finisher was fantastic. Tree stump. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was like, it's like painful if you look at that.
Before he was doing the whoopee cushion?
Yeah. The tree stump is where you, if you're both facing the same way, your opponent's sitting down, and you kind of straddle his shoulders so your cock is on the back of his head, and you grab one of his legs and pull upward.
Oh, yeah,
So it's like stretching out your leg, and unless you're flexible, you'd be screaming.
Oh, you want to know who played the other
Sure.
Doink? Skinner.
No shit.
Kern,
He shaved his beard then for this. I was going to say Brooklyn Brawler, because didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brawler had done it, too.
How about that? All right, Razor Ramon, they said, hey, Bob, let's give you a Mania. Bob Backlund versus Razor Ramon. Threw around Bob Backlund for a while. And up to this date still, there has not been a WrestleMania where there has been music entrance for every single person in Mania. Still, up to 9, because Backlund did not have any music. Money Inc. going against the Mega Maniacs. Hogan, mid-card for life.
Look at this.
As we know, Hulk Hogan
I
retired.
thought he had his last
He had his last match.
Well, this is two Manias in a row. We have this theme.
Because we get to the end, we'll have the same theme. It's fucking amazing. So Hogan had a big black eye during this.
A what? A black
Not
guy.
a guy.
Oh.
Thank you. We'll get to
Did
that
you say
later.
Zeus?
Jimmy Hart, the manager. I do not like Jimmy Hart, a good guy manager,
Me
is
either.
terrible. He jumps, he annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And they go, see, he's doing his job. I go, no. When he's a bad guy, he's doing his job annoying me.
But him and Hogan are buddies, so
The
it's
ref,
like, hey.
the ref gets knocked out, right? Mm-hmm. He tries to knock the ref. He tries to wake the ref up. It doesn't work. What does he do? Do you recall this?
I don't.
He takes his jacket off. He flips it inside out, and now it is striped. He goes and counts the 3 count. They start jumping up and down that they won the World Tag Match.
Oh, my God.
You're retarded.
Yes.
You're jumping up and down. We won. How are you now the referee? Have authority.
And you're a good guy. And you're cheating.
And so they go, no, sorry, DQ.
Sorry.
You don't win. Thank you. Great. It's so good because then they open IRS's briefcase. Mm-hmm. And there's a brick in it.
Oh, yeah.
There's tax forms. And there's bundles of money. So they start showing the crowd.
Yeah.
It's stacks of money. Do you guys want the money? Do you guys want this money? They're showing the crowd's going fucking crazy. We're run wild out
They're
here.
in Vegas.
Right?
They've been losing money all weekend.
All crazy. So Hogan shows the crowd, you want the money? They go crazy. He drops the money and flexes. That place goes silent. I'm like, do you think they're cheering for And so the crowd just goes, their hands are up and they just go down to 0.
And Hogan was being a good guy.
Yeah. And then eventually they all come out of the ring and they're handing out all this stacks of money. I wonder if they're all ones. I don't even know.
Probably.
Because there was 6 large stacks. It can't be 20s.
They probably said on it can only be used at Caesar's Palace Hotel and Casino.
Oh, you imagine funny money.
Yeah.
That's pretty good then, if that was the case. Make a deal. We then get Lex Luger versus Mr. Perfect.
The narcissist.
The narcissist with the girls with thongs.
Yeah.
We got a little ass going here. All right. And what's funny is one of the girls walking back that was holding up Lex's mirrors walks back as Mr. Perfect's walking to the ring and tries to like stroke Perfect's body. And he like gets her, like he stands back, he puts his hands up and he's like, get the hell away from me. And he brushes her by. I go, he should have stood there and been like, yeah, look, Lex, your ladies are stroking me off.
Yes.
Mr. Perfect interview in the back first. He says, I am what I say I am, and I'm perfect. And then he cannot pronounce the name, the narcissist Lex Luger. He says, the narcissist, and then fucking Gene goes, the narcissist Lex Luger. And he goes, I'm excited. I got to get to the ring. I'm like, oh, God.
I had never heard the word narcissist before Lex Luger.
No, I looked it up, too. Did you look it up? I looked it up.
Do we have to talk about the next match?
Oh, what? Tell me. Well, here's the thing is...
Oh, we didn't finish Luger.
Well, yeah, because after it's over with, the Perfect's like legs are in the ropes and stuff, and he goes and attacks Lex Luger in the back.
Yeah.
And HBK shows and starts putting the boots to him.
Yeah.
And literally in the boots.
In the boots.
He's wearing his cowboy boots with his jeans tucked into them. Oh, fuck. This man is known every time.
Oh, man.
And the next match.
Never happened.
Undertaker versus Giant Gonzales. Undertaker wins via DQ because the chloroform is used by the Giant Gonzales, but Taker gets up afterwards. And who's the referee in this match?
Oh, fuck. I forgot to write it down. Who was it?
Well, why would you really would write down the ref in every match?
No, but I'm trying to remember who it was now.
Well, this referee called it right down the middle.
Oh, it was Fonzie?
Yeah.
That's what I would have written down.
Fonzie, call it right down the middle, baby. That he was blowing a whistle the whole match. We get a Hulk Hogan interview in the back. Says he issues a challenge. Now, here is where I'm surprised he wasn't fired. I guess because he wasn't a black guy. Hogan interviews in the back, and he issues a challenge to either Bret or that Jap.
Wow.
I guess it doesn't count because he wasn't really Japanese.
Yeah, I guess so.
That Jap. I'm like, holy Christ. What
1993 was a different time.
I don't care if it's a Jap, a chink, a nig. I don't give a shit. I'm like, whoa, fuck Hogan. Then we get Bret versus Yoko. I think this is probably the end of the match of the night then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Bret makes a good match, and Yoko was no slouch.
No, Yoko was
For
was
a
good,
monster
man.
like that, it was very surprising that he was good. I was always like, fuck, why is he champion? You know, but he can
All
go.
things considered, yeah.
For being able to, I
He
mean,
can
those
move. For that size,
people
shit.
that size can't get up.
Yeah.
He's having a match. So after Bret loses this, right?
Yeah.
You
From
get
the salt. Was it salt in the
salt
eye?
in the eyes during he put on that sharpshooter, and so Hogan comes out to help and say, "What kind of bullshit is this?" You know, and he's like, "How dare you?" So he's helping out, and Fuji's yelling at him. Listen, you yellow belly. He's like, "We offer you a challenge. My Yokozuna." Remember, I always said that. My Yokozuna will challenge you to a match. And they're like, he's like, fuck off. He's helping Bret to the back, Bret to the back. And you hear commentators, he's not interested. He's helping his friend. He's helping his friend.
Yeah, right.
Fuji then yells out, if you come in right now, it's for the title. He fucking give Bret a boot in the ass. He stops dead in his tracks.
Bret even says go.
Bret says go ahead, go. But I'm like, Hogan's like, hey, man, you know, it's not going to help me if I take you to the back. I mean, what's the difference? But he says, go in. He beats Yoko very quickly.
Yeah.
You know,
in seconds.
Yeah, in seconds.
It's garbage.
Exactly. So the black eye. Let's talk about the black eye myth. And I know the exact real thing. You could take it to the bank. It's from Hogan's mouth himself. I watched the interview.
I'll tell you the two speculatory things that I had heard. One was a jet ski accident, and the other one I heard was that Savage punched him in the face.
Yes. Okay. I'll tell you how it goes now because it's a real good story. He says he got back to town from England day before WrestleMania in Tampa. So he's all the way in Tampa still.
Oh, not in Venice Beach?
No, not in Venice Beach, his hometown. He goes to Tampa and he says, I was drinking the whole flight. he comes to town and he goes, hey, Brutus. Brutus lives down the beach, he says.
Yeah.
He goes, let's go jet skiing. He goes, right outside, all the waves out there. And he goes, he's going out there, riding their jet skis, go fill up gas, this and that. And he says, Brutus says, why don't you try mine? I'll try yours, what you said. And he goes,
they said that about wives,
he said, one of them has a Polaris, the other one has a Sea-Doo.
Yeah.
I think Hogan had the Sea-Doo. The other one had the Polaris. And he says, Brutus's has a button on it where it keeps the nose down. So instead of going over the waves, like a waveform, you would keep the nose down as you go. And they were hitting waves all the time, jumping all that. So he gets on his and he has the nose down deal. He hits the wave and the nose is down still. So it throws him over it and he hits the jet ski. He said he cracks his entire orbital in his eye. He cuts himself open. He's got stitches under the skin later. Wow. So his whole eye is broken. He broke his face bone. He now has to go to Mania. And he's like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm fucked. So he goes to Mania, and now they all have to do physicals beforehand. The doctor sees him now. And it's like, well, what the fuck? He tells the doctor as he walks in, just so you know, we're doing a storyline where me and Randy got into a fight in the parking lot. So this is all makeup right now. That's what this is. And he goes, okay, fine. I'll sign the paper. Signs the paper for him. Vince sees him now. Fuck you. You're not wrestling. He says he gets into a big fight with him.
Yeah.
He ends up getting to wrestle.
And winning the title.
He says Randy is pissed.
Yeah.
Because he was to leave the company soon afterwards. Him and Vince already had a deal that he's leaving, and he goes, what he was going to do is win this because it's Mania. Okay, end on a good note. And then he goes, then I'm to drop the title to Yoko in a month or two, whatever it is.
And Bret always says that
it was supposed to be SummerSlam or something?
It was supposed to be Bret, but Hogan refused to drop it to Bret.
Yeah. So he says, though, I'll drop it to Yoko whenever, and we're done.
Hogan when he dropped it to Yoko,
yeah, big time. And so he does this, and Macho's pissed because he knows Hogan's leaving, and he's like, because he had other projects he was doing, so he knew he was going. Everyone knew he was leaving, and it's like, how come he gets to have the belt? How come he gets to have? I'm like, you just came back yourself the other year and won the title, so what do you?
It's the same story.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess that's probably where the story of Macho punching him out in the back comes from. That he told the doctor, this is the storyline. So the doctor probably went and told some people, yeah, that Macho, beat him up.
How about that?
So it was an interview, sat down, I watched it on YouTube today, and got that whole story. So I was like, all right, that's where it really came from. I was like, I always heard it was accident with the riding of the jet skis, but that's a very interesting telling the doctor. I think that's the best part of it.
Oh, yeah, and the doctor being like, oh, okay.
He's like, oh, no wonder you look like shit. It's all makeup? Otherwise, I wouldn't have passed you. All right, fine.
Otherwise, I would have told you just, take a Z-Pack and you'd be good to go. Oh, wait, that guy wasn't around then.
He wasn't available at the time. So that's it for WrestleMania 9. You have some notes for WrestleMania 9, I would assume.
Yeah, the list for today would be Sherry, Luna, Doink, the Matt Bourne version, Crush, Mr. Perfect, Giant Gonzales, Paul Bearer, Yokozuna.
Is Skinner alive?
And yes, okay. Skinner's still alive. And of course, Randy Savage, who was on commentary.
Bobby doesn't count yet.
He's still alive.
Oh, well, if you call that living. That's it for this week. That's it for today.
I call myself too.
That's 32 days of Lingus because we'll be back. I'm Cav Manning.
I'm Falsey Walnuts.
We'll see you tomorrow.